were too sweet for me until I stumbled along the river and fell in. The snake's back on his feet, walking down the street. He's coming for you, but baby, I'm coming too. I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight for your love. I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight for your love. I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight for your love.
Hello, everybody. It is March 18th, 2024. I am Drew.
And I'm Tara.
This is America's #1 Chicago-based sibling sports and entertainment butthole buffoonery. 69 celebrating. It's the wettest podcast on both sides of the Mississippi. Slurpy slurp. It is MELLONfights. MELLONfights, Tara. You need to be up and rolling. It is our 100th episode. We are on our 100th episode today. As you can tell, we've dressed the part for our 100th episode. Ooh. All right, Tara. So yeah, 100 episodes. That's pretty impressive, I'd say.
I know.
Very impressive.
I bet if we told people we've had a podcast and we've done 100 episodes, they'd be like, oh.
Why?
Why?
What's
Exactly.
wrong with you?
Are you famous? Like,
Are you famous yet?
listen?
Because yeah, I just saw this one where these guys were celebrating their 100th episode, I think, a couple weeks ago. Much more famous than us somehow.
Yeah.
Their bit is they just like argue with each other, so MELLONfights, but not really. Like they like, I feel they like do the thing where one person says something so like they just say something fake and then they argue about it. I'm like, I don't believe it. I don't believe that you're that dumb. But it gets the clicks. So
Gets the clicks and the dicks.
our main thing this week, our first thing we had to do for our 100th episode was to dress what we think people will dress like 100 years from now. So this is us dressing like it's 100 years. Would you like to explain it, Tara? Because I got mine makes sense. It may not look like it makes sense, but it makes a lot of sense.
I'm going to say this. I have my sunglasses on, so I didn't realize you had half a shirt on until we started recording. And I saw your boob.
Tara, I'm still not positive you're on your mic. It still doesn't sound
Yeah,
right.
I am.
Put your mouth up to it and go, ooh.
Ooh.
Okay, we'll get it closer to you then. You're really far from it. Get it closer to you, I said. Tilt it up.
That's as close as I can.
Tilt it up.
for me.
You're like, I couldn't hear you at all.
Do you not think I got my mic on?
You do now, but you were so far from it. I don't know what you were doing. Couldn't hear you. It sounded like you were in a tin can. It's 100 episodes in. Why would we ever have it right? You don't need to lean on it, though. That's never good. Just find a natural spot. Find somewhere natural. You look very natural right now. 100 in.
100 in. So, I was saying I didn't realize that you had half a shirt on until we started recording.
Yeah, because it's...
And because my sunglasses, it had it. I couldn't tell.
Well, it totally doesn't. It does not. This somehow it's like this. It's. I think it's because the green of the screen is turning. The light of it is turning
Your
my
skin
skin a
green?
little green. So it's looking a little green like my shirt. Hold on. There we go. It's a little less green now. Would you agree?
There we go. Now
A little
we can
less
tell.
green now. Hold on. Let me put up a back because I can't do that because now I can't see. Let me put up a different background. See, oh man, look how green it gets there.
I know.
Hold on. Let me find like a very dark page. Let me find a dark page. I need like all black. Black background. Oh, there we go. Let's use this. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. How's that? Yes, there we go. I feel like we should almost start over. Tara, this is our 100th episode, and we're wearing our 100th episode celebration attire. Yeah, you can tell I'm shirtless a little easier now.
Yes.
My skin was like the same tone as my shirt there for a second. But now you can see what I got going on here.
Yeah.
Would you like me to explain myself?
Yes, I would love it.
So here's my prediction. In the future, we're all going to be about conversation. Convert. Help me out here.
Conversation?
Nope.
Uh,
Conservation.
Conservation?
Conservation.
Jesus
Tara,
Christ.
I'm a stupid boy. Tara, look at how I'm dressed. I'm a stupid boy. In the
That's
future,
good.
we're going to be all about conservation. Well, how do you say it?
Conservation.
Conservation. Conservation?
No.
Conservation. I'm saying it right, aren't I?
Conservation?
Conservation. Let me Google it so I can say it right. Conservation. It's the word conserved. So conservation. Conservation. I'm saying it.
Yep, you're good.
Conservation.
Yep.
Here's my prediction, Tara. In 100 years from now, we're going to be so about conservation that we are going to be like... Are you laughing? I'm saying
No, it's good. You're good. You're good. You've said it right.
okay.
Finally.
I don't know if I did. Tara, we're going to be
You did.
so about conservation 100 years from now that people are going to... And the weather is going to be warm everywhere.
Mhm.
So you can do what I'm
Mhm.
doing here. But the fad is going to be wearing half stuff. That's how you conserve. So you still got a
Oh.
nice little hat, but only half a hat. You still got sunglasses, but only half sunglasses. You still got a shirt, but only half a shirt. And the feather's just to look cool. That's just a feather. That's
like
just a
the
feather
feather.
for looks. Feathers are going to
I
be
think-
very popular 100 years from now.
I agree 100% because
Very popular 100 years from now.
So my whole concept was, again, it's going to be very hot.
Yeah.
That sun's going to be beating on you.
Mhm.
So you're going to want something to cover you up, but you want it to be fashionable
Sure.
too.
Yeah.
So you got your sunglasses on and that, but when you go inside,
What's
you
inside?
can take this off and feathers are going to be
Oh,
huge.
feathers! Feathers are going to be huge.
Feathers are going
Feathers are going to be huge.
huge.
Feathers are going to be so big
So-
100 years from now. Perfect.
That's going to be the thing.
I didn't know that. We both knew it.
Yeah.
We both. So it must be true.
Yeah.
That's good. You
Yeah.
told me you didn't think it turned out, but it looks great.
Well, at first I was like not sure about this because the thing is I'm a
For
pretty
those that are only listening,
broad girl.
for those
I'm a
only
pretty broad girl.
listening to the podcast,
Oh yeah.
we should maybe explain. Tara
yes.
is wearing a shiny, shimmery gold hooded cape cloak, I would call
Cloak.
it.
Yeah.
Shiny
cloak.
gold cloak. And she looks like Thorzool. She looks like a real story
Mhm.
lord out here, if you will.
Yes.
And she's wearing underneath it. She's wearing an all black number. I can't tell what it's made out of. Leather, maybe.
Feathers.
Well, I know the feather. What's underneath? What's under?
Oh.
Is it feather
it's
all
like
the way?
A dress.
She's wearing. It's feathers around the neck, just spraying
It's
in
like a
every blackish.
Feather neck piece.
Are they all black? I can't tell.
They're black. They kind of have a little bit of a green tint
Just
to them.
spraying in all directions.
Yeah.
And then me, I'm wearing a baseball cap, Bucks, and it's half of a baseball cap, half a bill, half a hat, half a pair of sunglasses, snipped at the middle, and then I'm wearing a half shirt.
Yes.
You'll probably see the clip. It's got a collar. It's got a collar on both sides. You got to have a collar on both sides.
Yeah.
That's how it stays on.
So the thing about my outfit is I wasn't sure if it was going to work out because when I stand up and I'm wearing it, it is not good.
Well-
I'm not a cloak girl. I got some broad ass shoulders but when I sit down and you don't see the ridiculousness, it works.
Well, that's the thing is, also in the future, people will be sitting down a lot anyway, so it's not
Yeah.
that big a deal. I also don't look great standing up in this outfit. I got to be honest. But yeah, I'm all about conservation. So everyone, is that not the word?
I feel like it's conservation.
Conservation. Conservation. That's what I'm saying. The word is conserve.
You're saying conservation. Maybe you're saying it right. Maybe my ears.
Who cares?
You're great.
It's like how I say bagel.
Mhm.
All I know is like I'm hot somehow. Maybe it's just because I'm so dang sexy. I'm too dang cute.
Too dang sexy.
We both also got them. We did not plan this together, but we both also
No.
got the memo. Shiny sunglasses.
Shiny sunglasses.
Yeah,
The shinier, the better.
I'm probably not going to have you wear the hood the whole time, Tara, just because it's a
Okay.
little distracting. But
It
I did
looks
want to
good,
see a
though.
little more
I'll
of it.
take it off.
Can you give me like a little? Actually, put it on quick, and let's both turn towards the camera because I want to do a little screenshot of this at some point, and just get a cool like future 100 episodes. So like look right at dead at the camera and just give like a futuristic sign, maybe like hold on. I don't want to look too gang-like. Hold on. It's pretty good. I think that was it. So
That was it. So I'll take this off now because it's too exciting to
it's
look
too
at.
exciting. We'll put it on later.
Do
Maybe
you want
we'll
my
put it on later.
sunglasses off?
No, sunglasses are cool as hell.
Okay.
I'm wearing mine the whole time. I'm wearing mine the whole dang time. Look at that, Tara. Look at this craftsmanship. Look, there's that.
It's good.
I cut this myself.
Hold on. I'm gonna.
Hold on. So there's the hat. See, if you're on this side,
Yep.
hat. This side, not so much.
Just not so much.
Not so much. And then
It's good,
obviously
though.
the glasses are obvious.
I think that's a look you should
And
bring
then
to
the
the
shirt
streets
I
to
fucked
start
up.
it.
The shirt
Oh.
I fucked up. I wanted to keep the
okay.
other side because it had a pocket, and I accidentally I fucked it
Oh.
up. But I cut the collar off already, so I couldn't do it.
Mm.
But and I wasn't gonna cut another shirt.
No.
This one was basically falling apart anyway. It had holes anyway. So, see right there.
Yeah.
Look at that.
There it is.
That's the other thing.
Well-
We will be wearing clothes until they disintegrate in the future.
Exactly. Because what are we doing? Conserving.
We're conservating.
Conserving. What are you drinking?
I'm drinking a stout called it's called something Dino S'mores. It's from a little brewery called Off Color Brewing here in Chicago. Really dark. Hold on. Oh wow. How much better it looked this close.
Mm-hmm.
Yikes. That's good. All right, we're at 11 minutes in.
I'm drinking some Baja Blast.
That's future. It looks like you're drinking in the
Exactly.
future. Was that your plan?
Yes.
Can you pose with that for me, please?
Do you want me to put my hood back on?
Yeah, please. It looks good. So while you're doing that, we'll talk a little bit of sports, but we got a lot to get to do today.
got a lot to
100th
get
episode,
to.
Tara. 100 episodes. We're we're only a couple weeks away from our 2-year anniversary as well.
That's crazy.
It is crazy. Go ahead and give me a little pose with it, I'd say.
I'll get this out of the way.
No, just leave it. It's part of it. It's not that big a deal. Maybe don't point at the do. I don't need to say, yeah, Baja Blast. I don't know what you need to do. No, the pose was good. Give me the pose again. Give me also just future. Baja Blast definitely is the drink of the future. Okay, get your mic back. I don't know why you moved it. It was hard to get it where we didn't have it where it needed to be anyway, and then you're fucking moving it.
Don't you worry about it.
You gotta get it right.
It's right.
All right, we'll do it from there. 12 minutes in. Let's keep it going. Keep it moving.
Let's do it.
All right. So, a lot to get to. We'll talk sports first. A little bit of sports to catch up on. I think the first thing we'll talk March Madness is this week. We got the big sports March Madness. We're going to be real quick about sports.
Yeah.
But March Madness, we're very excited. Tara, real quick off the top of your head, what are your 3 favorite things about March Madness in the tournament?
Ooh.
Be fast.
Getting together and just watching all the games and the upsets.
Is that one thing or is that all 3?
That was a lot of things, wasn't it?
Getting together, like generic, fully generic. Getting together with all the games and watching upsets.
Upsets really are
Sure,
my
so put
favorite
upsets
thing,
in there.
though.
2 more.
Upsets.
I'll give you 2 more. Be more specific on getting together for all the games. Like,
Going to a bar
yeah.
and just broing out.
And just living and dying on every game, but
Yes.
also not paying attention to almost every game too, somehow at the same
Exactly.
time.
Just
Yeah.
like watching the last 2 minutes of the games that are close.
When
Ooh,
someone finally
good.
realizes, like, oh, that game's close, we should be keeping an
Yeah,
eye on it.
exactly.
Otherwise, you're fucking around.
You're dicking around, eating a ton of wings.
I got a pink ass nip.
You do.
When I laugh,
That is
it
a big.
shakes.
That is. Oh, you might get censored if we have.
Oh,
to
yeah, I
do
better-
any-
Yeah, I might get.
Cover it.
Yeah, I might get censored for just having my tit out.
your little boob.
It's not little. It's at least a C.
That's not a C. It's probably a B.
No, it's a nice little C. Look at how much
That's
my
not a
hand. Look
C.
at my hand. I got a big man hand.
No,
Look at that. Okay.
It's just not a C.
Okay.
Okay. I used to work at Victoria's.
What do you got?
Secret.
2
I know
more.
what
Give
a
me
C
one more.
is. The last thing would be
Wow. Sports fan.
I'm just trying to think of a good one, but I really just think it's being with the fam.
That's the same.
Okay.
Come on. It's that we hang out as a fam. That's the bros we hang out with. It's the fam.
That's the bros. Then the last thing is gonna be
Wow.
I don't know.
Tara, what's your deal? It's like you've never
I
watched
feel like
sports in your
that's-
life. When I put you on
I
the spot, you don't got a lot of skills. I'm going to throw it out there. Tara, you
I
can't
don't
think of
know what
anything from
happened to
March
me.
Madness. Can't say a million Buffalo Wild Wings commercial. You can't say Jim Nance doing his thing. The one shining.
No, he's not doing it this year.
I know.
He's done.
So that's sad.
So
one
he's
shining
done.
moment.
One shining moment is really fun, but I didn't like that's not the first
Here
week
comes
of
the
it.
tip. I think it's the
So-
early kickoff, the early tips. Games all goddamn day. The early tip off is nice.
Yeah.
That first tip off on Thursday.
That first
whew, I don't even
tip-off.
talk about the first four. I know people.
I feel
claim it.
like
So what
I
is your
feel like
third thing? Because
I like the Saturday where it's like the first 2 days kind of die down and then you're kind of just like watching it by yourself or a smaller group and just like still enjoying the shit out of what's going on, but it's more low key.
all right. Well, I would say my top three things are the one shining moment montage is great. I would say, and then I would say drinking with the boys and not paying attention really to the games at all, and then finally
Until, like,
caring at the
yeah.
very end. And then
Yep.
my third thing, I would say, I just had it and I lost it. Oh, it's actually the Sweet 16 Elite 8 weekend. I like it better. Like the first weekend's a lot of fun, but like that, if your team gets to the Sweet 16 week and you got a chance to go to the final, that 2-game stretch, if you can win one of those 2 games, whew, that's fun to get to the Final Four, because the Final Four is like you never know, but to get there just like that weekend is really fun. I really like the Sweet 16 Elite 8 weekend. That's my favorite of the 3 weekends.
Yeah. I agree. It's a goodie. I will say I'm not much of a bracket filler outer.
No, I did one on
I
ESPN.
just
I did none
wanna-
last year. I did one on
Yeah.
ESPN today, but I just picked the Badgers all the way just for fun.
That is fun.
Just to have
because
it.
they're not gonna win.
No, they're not, but it's fun. Actually,
it
I had
is
them going to the finals and losing to North Carolina. So I did my like imaginary one and just still didn't pick them. Like, why?
Right?
Why
What
not?
the
Why
hell?
not pick them? I was like, I can't
Right.
pick them to win
Can't
at all
do it.
because I don't buy it. It just ain't gonna happen. Next year we
No.
can start talking, but this year no way.
Oh yeah.
Any,
If anyone
who's
thinks
winning it? If you
Purdue's
have to
winning-
pick, Purdue's never winning.
I'm
Purdue's
like, you
never
guys,
winning.
They are not winning. They might not
Pick
even
a team,
make it
Tara,
to the
right
second
now. Pick
weekend.
a team. Pick a team. Pick it now.
I
Any
pick
team.
UConn.
UConn repeats for the.
Are they going to repeat it? I think they might.
No,
No. Who
they
you
might. They're
picking?
pretty good. They might. They're
Yeah.
pretty good. I'm gonna pick. Cool question. I'll pick. You know what I'm gonna say? I'm gonna say North Carolina. I'm just gonna pick them. I
Okay.
don't like it, but they're gonna do it because that's what I picked in my fake bracket.
Oh yeah, that's right. 'Cause
So
you couldn't have
Carolina,
Wisconsin winning.
North Carolina.
I don't think North Carolina. If it were Wisconsin and North Carolina, I think I'd pick Wisconsin.
Okay,
They like to beat North Carolina.
they do like to beat them in the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
They do like to beat them. They also have lost to them in the tournament.
Yeah.
So they played each other a handful of times over the last 15 years. Handful
But
of
you know
in a
who's not
stretch.
winning? Purdue.
No, Purdue's
They
a joke.
suck.
I watched him play. That guy's gonna. The fact that Zach Edey is about to be the back-to-back Player of the Year is crazy. That's so like, how lame is that?
Right.
Like he's just not that good. I watch him
He's
play.
not.
Like
He's
a bunch
just
of
a
unathletic
giant.
Wisconsin guys outplayed him, and he's just a giant.
Exactly.
He's a giant, but like the best. He's not the best player in the nation. He just isn't. Just to give it to him because his numbers are good. Yeah, of course they're good. He's fucking
'Cause
8
he's a
feet
giant.
tall. If he was any good, he'd
And
be
he's
going to the
playing against
goddamn NBA.
Wisconsin.
He'd be in the NBA already if he was any good. He's not.
playing against Wisconsin. He's playing against Iowa. He's playing
Wisconsin-
against.
Yeah, he didn't even play good that one. Wisconsin owned him.
No.
Not impressive.
No.
Not impressive. Not,
I picked
not
Bronny
my
over
best
him.
player. Not my number one player. It's hard to pick somebody, though. Bronny? Stop.
I picked
We're not
Bronny.
talking
I
about
was
Bronny.
kidding.
I know, but it's not even a good bit.
Okay,
Because
whatever.
Bronny's a joke. Who cares about Bronny? I don't. Tara, the other big thing was free agent
I
football.
mean, he did have a heart attack not that long ago.
Yeah, that's
so
weird.
Let's just give him a break.
I'm not questioning his character. I just don't care about what he's doing on the court because he's a freshman on a team that I don't watch.
And he just had a heart attack.
Yeah, but
so.
it's different. That's actually the most interesting thing about him.
Right, but
I'm just
that's
saying the
probably
basketball
why.
portion of it is just not that interesting to me because it just isn't there. So to have to hear about it's kind of silly. It clearly isn't it. He clearly doesn't have
No.
it. So, but
Football.
nepotism is going to
Football.
kick in probably. So.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so NFL had a big week, a big free agency week. A lot of stuff happened, but I think the thing I want to talk about most is Fields getting traded for
Yep.
nothing, basically. Sixth
Which is
round pick.
insane.
And I just find it so hard to believe that guy doesn't have a bet. Like, but then Kirk Cousins, who's done nothing in his career, got $180 million.
It's crazy.
What's wrong with these owners are so stupid. Listen,
And I feel like
it's
I just feel like a lot of people aren't saying what you're saying too. Like nobody's really. They're like, oh yeah, he's like that. Just shows you what he's worth. Like
no, it
people think he's
doesn't.
worth.
It doesn't show anything.
And it's like, well, then you should say that these people are insane.
It's not.
Like if that's all he's worth.
It's not. He's worth more than that. It's a joke. The amount they traded up to get that guy and they get a 6th round pick back for him. You're bad at your job. Then you should be fired for that as a GM. You should be fired for what you did. Like, because now you're going to get Caleb Williams. I don't totally buy that at all.
Right.
I just don't. I don't see
We'll
it.
see. Right. He seems just a little off.
No, yeah,
He seems like a little diva already.
He seems like he could be a total bust. And his skill.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't even have that good a year at USC. He just didn't. Here's the thing about Fields. He's worth more than a 6th. The Bears got nothing for him. I get it. If you want him, if your plan is to go Caleb Williams, there's no reason to keep Fields. I don't actually agree with that. But the only problem is they play so different that you'd have to have 2 different offenses, and they just can't. There's no reason to do that. I think Fields will end up being the starter before the year's done in Pittsburgh.
Oh, for sure.
Maybe
Because
week 1.
Russell's got it.
Maybe
like,
week 1. But
right.
that was a steal for Pittsburgh, in my opinion. A 6th round pick. That's nothing. They gave up nothing for him. They gave up nothing for a chance at a guy that could be something.
Exactly.
A guy that had better numbers than Russell Wilson last year.
Exactly, and he showed little sparks of greatness. And
he's young.
Like, the situation that he was in was terrible. Like you could tell the coaches did not want him.
No.
Like it wasn't their guy. Like no. So, and I was just like, and I know they didn't want to like trade him to like the Vikings or whatever, but I'm like, the Vikings got freaking Sam Darnold. Like he is a backup at best.
Oh yeah,
they should have tried to. And
they were never going to trade him.
There was never a way they were going to do that. But still, it's like God.
No, they would have had to give up a lot for it. A lot of teams could have got him. Listen, the Steelers are one of the smartest teams in the league, and they really like to have old Bears quarterbacks. But I think Fields was a good move, and I think it'll be interesting.
Well, the best thing that happened to Fields was Kenny Pickett decided he didn't want to he didn't want to be in Pittsburgh anymore. He didn't want to fight for the job. And so they trade him to the Eagles where he's not going to play. Like what?
He's dumb.
It was such
he's not very smart. These
idiot.
Guys, he started talking and now he's fucked. He's not playing over fucking Jalen Hurts. He just isn't.
No.
It's like, the guy went to the Super Bowl 2 years ago, and last year was in the MVP talk for almost the entire season.
Yeah.
So
stupid.
Very stupid. Any other sports stuff you got other than that? Free agency, Cowboys didn't do shit. They suck.
I feel like the only other thing that they've been talking about is how like Trayvon Diggs is being a diva again, saying stuff, wanting to leave. It's like, come on, bud.
That's not that interesting to me. Just these guys. That's all everybody. Like that's not.
But
that.
he just is so annoying. It's like, what have you done, Trayvon?
Nothing really.
Exactly.
He's caught some balls. He had that one big play in the Minnesota game where they won it against the Saints. He ripped his helmet off, and he probably should have been penalized for it. But he wasn't. But yeah, as far as other sports go, the NBA is starting to shape into form. We're starting to see who's good, and the playoffs start about a month from now. So we're kind of coming down to the wire, figuring out who's any good, who's not any good. Everyone kind of, I don't know. Everyone's kind of settled in where they've been, and I don't know if they're any good because a team will crush one night and then get blown out the next night. The only team that's not doing that is the Boston Celtics. They don't really get blown out, except by the Bucks about a month ago, and they play them on Wednesday. Maybe they'll blow them out again.
That'd be nice.
Let's go Bucks.
Let's go.
They look good.
They
playing
look good.
I don't think Doc's a good coach, but the players are like, despite him, they're winning. So That's my take on the matter. I don't know. We don't have to talk a bunch of books tonight because we got so much to do. It's 24 minutes in and we got like 8 lists. And we got to celebrate 100. I was going to pop a thing, but I'm going to save it for the 2 year.
Our 2
I'm
year.
going to save it for the 2 year. The pop.
All right. What do you want to start with?
Well, I think we should, let's do some 100 stuff, then do our list, then go back to some 100 stuff, I'll say. Like,
Okay.
let's start with our, what do you want to start with? Celebrate our 100. What do you want to start with? I'm asking you.
Our top 100s.
What do you mean? What's that mean?
We're supposed.
But what thing?
We're-
I don't know what you mean exactly.
We're supposed to do our top 100s, whatever that meant to us.
Top 3 100s.
Yeah.
Top 3 things that are 100. 100 whatever.
Yeah, whatever that means to us.
All right. Okay. Top 3 100s. All right. You want to go
can go
first?
first.
You can just give me all
Yeah,
3.
You can.
Huh?
You go. You go first.
My
I go
top-
first all the time.
My top 3 100s. I don't care. Go ahead. Top 3 100s. My number 3 thing that's 100, and that's top 100 lists. I love a good top 100 list. Got to put that. You know what's on the top of my top 100 list? I'm sorry. You know what's number 3 on my top 100 list? You know what's number 3 on my things of 100 is
What?
100 lists. Top 100 lists. I love a good top 100 list.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You like a good top 100 list?
Oh, it's on my list.
And I like them. It's on your list. Nice.
Yeah.
I like when they get down to the top 100. I like the arguments that ensue because the 100
Exactly.
list usually sucks. They're usually terrible.
It like creates dialogue. It creates conversation.
Right. What about you? What's your number 3?
My number 3 is just 100%.
100%.
Being
100%.
perfect. 100%.
100%, Tara. Love 100%. I have it here. I don't know if it was going to be on my list or not.
And then it also makes me think of the song 100% pure. love.
100%. Keeping it
100%.
100.
Keeping
Same
it
thing.
100.
100%. I'm with you.
100%.
That's actually my number 2.
okay.
That's actually my number 2. So what's your number 1? So what's your number 2? My number 2 is also 100%. So what's your number 2?
My number 2 is top 100 list.
Top 100 list. I wonder if we have the same number 1. I don't know.
We might.
I don't know. Top 100 list is your number 2 thing for top
Yeah.
100s.
Yes.
Is a top 100 list. Is your number 2 thing. A little confusing, but I love
Why?
it. Just the way that I have to say it. It sounds ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not saying what we chose. It's just the way we have to say it is confusing. So mine, listen, countdowns from 100 are amazing.
Yeah.
My number 100 thing, Tara.
Yeah.
It's the dollar. It's 100 cents.
Ooh.
The dollar bill, baby. The American dollar is 100 cents. My number 100 thing is a dollar bill. 100 cents, $1. What do you think of that?
I like
It's a
it.
great answer.
It's not the
Not
same
your
thing
answer?
as
Oh man,
mine.
I don't know what
Nope.
yours is going to be.
Nope.
I don't know what yours is going to be. What is it?
My number 1 is 100 yards.
100 yards.
The length of
Ooh.
a football field.
100-yard dash. 100 yards of football field. 100 yards is really good as a sports podcast. I blew it.
Uh-huh.
I blew it. You're right. One of the
100 yards.
That's really good. 100 yards is your number 100 thing.
Yeah.
That's good.
Most def.
I love it. I love that. 100 yards, 100-yard dash, football field.
Keep honorable mention.
Yeah.
The $100 bill's awesome.
Yeah. I thought about that, but I already had the
When you,
dollar
like-
bill. I already had a dollar that's 100 cents. This the dollar is 100. It's perfect 100. It's broken up perfectly 100 times. Love that.
I just like a $100 bill because when you get it, you're like,
Oh, yeah.
damn,
Little C note.
look at this.
Little
And now they're like
C-note.
special because
Mhm.
like that's a lot of money. That's a lot of dollar bills.
It's not
That's
that much
100 of
money.
them. Well, for us poors, it is.
It is. For us poors, it is. For
For
us
us poors.
podcasters, $100 is a lot of dough.
Yeah.
A lot of dough. The only other thing I had was a 100 grand bar.
I
100
thought about
grand
that.
bar. 100 grand.
I had the song 100 Years
Oh,
by Dr. Dog.
that's a
I
great
freaking
song.
Love that song.
Love that
It's
song.
awesome.
Love
And
that
then
song.
the only other one was the Age 100 because like that's pretty cool when
That
you
is
get
pretty
into the
cool.
triple Ds.
Oh yeah. Well, the age 100 is good, but we're going to talk
Yeah.
about that so much here in a minute. Not so much. Maybe we'll do that quick. Well, no, we'll do that second. Tara, let's do now. Let's stick with the hundreds for now.
Sure.
And let's do Um, um, our favorite things from 100 years ago.
Okay.
100 years ago. How many were we supposed to do?
I just wrote down a bunch of things.
Well, let's do our top 3.
Okay.
We're a list people. We like to do a list. Tara, what are your top 3 things from 100 years ago, celebrating our 100th episode?
Okay.
What are your top 3 things?
Do you want me
from
to just
100 years
start
ago?
with one?
Just pick your number 3.
Okay. Band-Aids.
Band-Aids is good.
Band-Aids were invented 100 years ago.
Yep.
And let me just say, as someone who works in the bartending industry and has to cut a lot of
Oh,
stuff.
you cut yourself a lot.
I cut myself a lot.
Okay.
So I need Band-Aids.
Nice.
And I love them.
I'm going to go. That's really good. I'm going to go with my top pop hit from 100 years ago. And that would be The Charleston by the Arthur Gibb and his gang.
Ooh.
I went and listened to a bunch of songs from 100 years ago. Charleston
love
was the only
it.
one that stood the test of time for real. I kind of knew a couple of them, but the Charleston, I was like, this was a banger then, and this is a banger now. What I will say is when they recorded music 100 years ago, didn't sound so good. But yes, the Charleston, love a good Charleston. The Charleston is my number 3 thing from 100 years ago. What's your number 2 thing?
My number 2 thing from 100 years ago is popsicles.
Popsicles. I thought you might pick popsicles.
Were invented 100 years ago.
Mhm.
Love them.
Love a good popsicle.
I think as a kid you love them more,
Mhm.
but like there's some core memories with popsicles.
Sure. Gotta love a good popsicle.
Yeah.
You have a favorite popsicle? Popsicle brand popsicle, right?
Yeah, popsicle
There
brand.
probably were
popsicle.
frozen pops before
Yeah.
that. The popsicle brand started there.
Well, the crazy thing is the reason you could have popsicles
I did
and keep them frozen
Oh yeah,
is
tell why.
because they had the quick freeze was invented.
Yeah.
So that's why you can have frozen foods now.
Yeah, they could ship them. They were
Yep.
able to freeze it fast so they could keep it frozen and send it around. Same year, popsicles were born. Genius.
Genius. What's your number 2?
My number 2, you did send me something about it, but my number 2 thing
Yeah.
from that year, from 100, my number 2 thing from 100 years ago is the first Winter Olympics in France.
Yeah.
I literally like the Winter Olympics. You sent me a picture of the figure skating from that. It looked really
Which
fun.
was
They were wearing like
awesome.
long skirts and
Yeah.
they're outside. They were really outside.
Yes.
Bring that back.
It was like
that would be so much more interesting to watch people just normal ass people trying to do shit out
Yeah.
on the ice. That sounds awesome.
I just can imagine how different it looked from what it is today. Like they weren't well, I mean, maybe they were athletes, but they just what they're wearing, they couldn't do too much wild shit. They couldn't do too
there
many
probably was
jumps
maybe
and-
doing like
they're
a quick
probably,
little
like,
jump, maybe one
spins,
spin.
maybe.
Yeah, like spinning on the ice, maybe not like a jumping
Yeah.
spin. Yeah, they've bastardized it. Bunch of 3-pointers out there, basically.
Yeah.
Tara, what's your number
Bunch
one
of
thing
triple sow cows. What about just a regular sow cow?
Yeah, what about just a solo sow cow? Tara, what's your
Solo
number
sow.
one thing from 100 years ago?
I'm gonna go with. That's when Soldier Field
Oh wow.
was built.
I mean, I have that on the list written down that it happens, but I'm surprised you picked it. Yeah, I didn't know you were a big
It's not
Soldier
because of the-
Field gal.
Well, it's not because
I know you
of the
love
Bears.
Soldier Field so much.
It's not because of the bear. I do.
Yeah?
I've seen shows. I've seen a
Oh.
bunch of shows there.
Bunch?
Again, I've
How many
got
times do you
core
think you've seen a
memories.
show there? How many shows do you think you've seen there? 1? 2?
No,
Tops?
3.
Oh
I
wow,
think 3.
it's a bunch.
Okay, I'll change it.
I just don't buy it.
Notebooks with a spiral. I like.
Oh wow,
spiral
that is more.
notebooks a
Tara, I
lot.
feel like you like that way more than Soldier.
I do
think
love
you-
a good
you
notebook. I
love
buy
a
them
good-
all the time.
That's good. That's good. I'm
Okay.
surprised you didn't pick any people from that year. But my
I
number
didn't see anybody.
my number one thing from 100 years ago was Don Knotts was born. Don Knotts was born 100 years ago. Are you familiar with Don Knotts, Tara?
No.
Don Knotts, for you those who don't know who Don Knotts is, was on the Andy Griffith Show as Barney Fife.
Oh, I love
You
him.
know who Don Knotts is? Like, what are we doing here?
No, I just know him as Barney.
Well, he was born 100 years ago.
I love it.
So he's my number one thing from 100 years ago was Don Knotts. A couple more people added to that list. I'll name people born that year. Marlon Brando. A couple presidents. Jimmy Carter is 99 and alive still. He would turn 100 in October.
if he makes it.
He'll make it. I mean, if he makes it, why would you throw that on the man?
I thought he was sick.
He would turn one. He's been in hospice for like a year.
Oh.
He's just, come on. Why would you throw that
He's
out there?
nailing it.
If he gets
I'm
to October, he'll be
not.
100.
When he makes
if
it.
he makes it. So
my
fucking
God.
negative. What the fuck?
Cut it.
No, you said it. You're a bad person.
I thought he was like sick.
Yeah, well, George H.W. Bush, also born that year. Rod Sterling, who created the Twilight Zone, and Benny Hill. And there was actually a ton more. Tara, I'm going to make an argument. There's more people born 100 years ago.
That you know that
That
now?
people that will stand the test of time, not just me now. 100 years from now, people will know more people from 1924 because they did more for society than people born in 1920 or in 2024. Because everyone that's famous is podcasters and shit.
I know.
I mean, in the entertainment business, I think maybe in general, there were so many people I didn't even name, Tara. I just didn't want to write them all down. I was done with it. I think I'm right. Like when I look at the list of I looked at who was born famous that year. I knew like everybody. And look at who's born this year. It's just like It's like a bunch of.
Or like from 2000. I'm like, who are these people?
Yeah. I'm
YouTuber,
sorry. Yeah. When we were looking at 2000, I don't know anyone. There was no one born that year was like worth knowing.
No. I feel like there was one person where I was like, oh, I could maybe. No, can't.
But their art isn't going to stand the test of time because like those people are old and I know who they are.
I know.
The only other there was a couple other inventions from 100 years ago. There was Kleenex. Come on, Kleenex.
Yep. Kleenex.
Dum-dums.
Loudspeakers.
Oh, nice.
The Macy's Day Parade. I think Miranda, that would be on her list.
Thanksgiving Day Parade. Yeah.
Yep.
I didn't put that on my list.
That would be hers.
Yeah,
Table
probably.
salt with iodine.
Yeah, there was salt, but there was table salt with iodine. 'Cause
MGM.
People apparently need more iodine.
And Soldier Field, which isn't that exciting.
Which is they're gonna fuck it up anyway. They're about to do a bunch of shit to it. Or no, they're building just a whole new place. They're talking now. All right, I guess there's only one more thing from the 100 list. We didn't have anything else, right? I only have one other thing that's people that live to be 100. Famous people that live to be 100. The list wasn't that big. Honestly, wasn't that big of a list.
That I knew, really. I didn't know many.
Yeah, there's a bunch of people I didn't know, but Kirk Douglas lived to be 102. Bob Hope and his wife both lived to be 100. 100 and 102. And then, which is kind of crazy, George Burns lived to be 100, known for his giant hog for some reason. I don't know why everyone knew that, but he's known for like taking his wiener out at parties and putting it on stuff because it was a real doozy.
Oh, boy.
And then Ellen Albertini was 100. Albertini Dow was 101, and she was the rapping granny. So she's my idol.
Yeah.
We both are great rappers, me and Ellen Albertini Dow. That was kind of that. Other than that, I don't know any. Have you ever known anyone that was over 100 years old, Tara? I know a lot of late 90s people, but I don't think I've ever met anyone that was 100. What about you?
I don't think so. Because I feel like our great-grandparents died when they were like...
In the 90s.
98.
Yeah, they're in their 90s. Late 90s, that's what I was saying. I don't think I know of a 100-year-old person.
I don't think
Sarah's grandma pretty old?
I think she was like 90...
90-something? Late 90s, I think? I don't think she got...
7?
I don't think she got to 100.
8? No, she didn't.
So yeah, I don't know any 100-year-olds. I've never met a 100-year-old. Now you know.
If you're 100 and listening, send us an email.
If you're 100 years old and you're a listener, send an email to MELLONfights, MELLON fights @gmail.com and tell us about being 100 years old.
And what's your favorite thing about being 100?
What's your favorite thing about being 100? What's your favorite thing of 100? Follow us on TikTok as well. Old lady, old man. MELLONfights on TikTok, MELLONfights podcast on Instagram, and MELLONfights on YouTube. Terry, you have anything else? 100? Is that the end of our 100th episode celebration?
I think it is.
We did all our 100th episode celebration stuff. 40. Well, that's good because
we really did it.
We still got to do our list.
Yeah.
We still got to do it. Okay, so now we're celebrating them. Now it's time, guys. Let's Tara, put your gear back on because we have to celebrate the millennium. So let's do one little quick. This, by the way, these glasses are I've adjusted them about 8,000 times because they're like rubbing my fucking
oh gosh.
Just like rubbing my face.
And
I probably have like, oh yeah, I got a wound developing. But now it is time to celebrate the millennium. It is time to celebrate the year 2000. It is time for the greatest things of the year 2000. Our top 5 things from the year 2000. Tara, welcome to the millennium.
Welcome.
Why'd you say it weird?
I don't know.
Welcome, Tara. Let's try it again. Welcome to the millennium.
Welcome to the millennium.
I liked that a lot better.
Okay.
Felt a little more like a character than just like, I
Welcome.
don't know what to say. I liked it better.
Welcome to the millennium.
Welcome to the millennium.
Welcome.
When things almost ended. So let's talk about the year 2000 really quick before we get there. A couple big things from the year 2000. Our president at the time was Bill Clinton. I've been saying that for a while now, but it will be the last time I say it because there was a presidential election in the year 1999 that George W. Bush beat Al Gore, where there was a little bit of a battle for about a month, and then George W. Bush did become our president in the year 2000. So that might be one of my low cards that might be one of my low points of 2000. I would probably say. I was not a W
definitely.
fan.
No.
My nipples are cold. But yeah, so the year 2000 is also the year that, because this won't be on the list, also the year that I turned 16 and I got my driver's license. So that's pretty rad.
Ooh.
That was the year 2000. We did not die. The world did not end in the year 2000. I also had the flu on New Year's Eve 1999 as it turned to 2000. So
That sucked.
it did suck. Tara, do you have anything to say about any of that before we start doing our top things from the year 2000?
The year 2000, I was in 8th grade. I wore socks with sandals and had a very short haircut.
Yeah.
One of my favorite games to play in the lunchroom was the penis game, where I would scream
Oh,
the
hell
word
yeah.
penis.
I think everyone plays that in 8th grade in the lunchroom. We did it
Yeah,
in 8th grade. Played the penis
definitely.
game in the lunchroom. Absolutely.
What else can I remember? I also would eat It's a Caduceus popsicles
Mm-hmm.
and got a lot of a la carte lunches. That was my 2000.
A la carte lunches were great.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. Tara, do
Yeah.
you want to start? Yeah, you're going to start the year 2000. I forgot to check one thing that might make my list. I just want to check it out. Nope. It was the year before, so never mind. We're going to stay as we are. Tara, what is your number 5 thing from the millennium, the year 2000? You don't. That's not wear the hood the whole time.
Oh, okay.
Just because you're hard to see.
My
Tara.
number one thing from the year 2000
Mm-hmm.
was camera phones. That is
Oh,
the
wow.
first thing. The
Oh,
first
wow.
camera phone came out in 2000, and
Dang.
it changed our gosh darn world.
For the worse,
And
maybe?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I just remember loving the camera phone and taking a picture and then making it my background. And
I don't think you could do that the first year 2000.
no, but that's what I remember when I got it. Like, it was the coolest shit ever.
The original camera phones were rough.
I mean, we didn't get them until forever, but that's when like the tech came out.
Yes.
And that changed.
I mean,
our
not forever.
lives.
I mean, I think I had one by 2003. I had a camera phone.
I think I did too.
Maybe 2001, 2. I don't know. For
It
2003
took a
for
minute
sure.
to get
2003
to us
for sure. I had.
poors.
Well, they just didn't have it on every phone. But now it's like
I know.
now it's more of a camera than a phone. Let's be honest.
Oh
what we
yeah.
carry around.
I mean, I barely use the phone part of it.
I text a decent amount, but I don't even do that much anymore. Just ask my friends.
I already know.
Tara, that's pretty good. Camera phone. I don't know. It wouldn't make my list, but it's pretty good. Let me see here. I was struggling. I will say that about the year 2000. It was hard for me again because I just didn't think there was like things that were great.
I agree.
So it was hard for me. But I will say my number 5 thing from the year 2000 was the website Hot or Not. The website Hot or Not
Ooh.
was my number 5 thing from the year 2000
I
because
love it.
it was like, what is this? It was so, and it really was kind of, it was the predecessor, it
Mean.
was the precursor
It was so
of, it was, yeah, it was me.
Facebook.
It was the precursor of like social media and Facebook.
Yeah.
I think MySpace may have started that year,
Uh-huh.
if I'm not mistaken. But basically, Facebook started because they were voting on how hot chicks were, like Hot or
Yeah.
Not style.
their
And then they decided
university.
to make it just people at the university. But yeah, Hot or Not was like, I'm just voting on if these chicks are hot or not. And then did you ever load your picture up onto Hot or Not, Tara?
No.
I did.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Were you hot?
I don't know. I think I think we stopped. I don't think so. I think it like went away pretty quick
Yeah.
after that. I don't remember. I wonder if does it still exist? I wonder. Hot or Not. Hotornot.com. Can you still do it? I mean, basically that's what Tinder became. And then it just told you
But then you
basically if someone thought you were hot or not, and then you could try to fuck them. That's all Tinder was. It was hot or not, but you got to fuck the person.
maybe.
But then I feel like I would, well, yeah, maybe, but people said, yeah, hot.
Yeah.
Mostly you could if you wanted to
Yeah.
at that point. So, but yeah, so I loved Hot or Not for like a couple weeks stretch. Not that long. Bless you. That was quite the snaz. But yeah, did you ever do Hot or Not much, Tara, or no?
Oh yeah. And I think I remember hating it, just being like, this sucks, but also being like, nope, not hot.
Did you vote on guys and girls or just guys?
I think guys and girls.
I don't think guys voted on guys much because I just like, but I think girls definitely would go.
Yeah.
Girls are always saying if chicks are hot or not, so they don't care. Tara, what's your number 4 thing from the year 2000?
My number 4 thing from the year 2000 is Bring It On, the movie.
Yeah, for sure.
It hit those airwaves
Mhm.
and it took over.
Mhm.
Kirsten Dunst, everyone loved her. Girls wanted to be her. Guys wanted to be with her.
Sure.
The cheering part was super fun. It was funny. It was super quotable.
Mhm.
Rewatchability was high.
Yeah.
The cheering was fun. The dancing, everything about it. Loved it.
Can I tell you something about this year, Tara? The year 2000?
Yes.
The year 2000 is full of just like rewatchable, like not even great movies, just really rewatchable. I just like, I looked at the list and I'm like, man, some of these are like surprisingly kind of an okay movie. And I watched them a million times on like HBO. They were just, I think it's because it was like the heyday of HBO. You'd have like 5 HBO channels and these movies just play over and over again and you'd rewatch them. And then, but like Bring It On. And I actually have Bring It On at number 4 with another movie. I have Bring It On with Coyote Ugly as a combo of just female ensemble movies that I got really excited about. And the pants were usually probably where you think they'd be.
Oh my God.
On the floor, Tara. They were on the floor.
Around the ankles.
Around the anks. So I put those together at number 4 because Coyote Ugly was full of babes and Bring It On was full of babes. And, but then Bring It On also had sick dance moves and cheerleading.
Yeah.
It actually made cheerleading look a lot cooler than it is, I think. Sometimes I
was
watch
cool.
cheerleading and I'm like, this ain't that cool.
And then there's just like some crazy stuff that happened in it. Like the male cheerleader that was like fingering
was
a girl.
doing
Like,
sexual assault
what
throughout the movie.
Fuck.
Crazy
like,
movie.
That's not great.
Yeah, Bring It On was good. Really like Bring It On.
God. And then when they went to Compton, that part was awesome.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Yeah, we got Dwayne
I
Wade's
said
wife.
bird.
Was that our first time seeing Dwayne Wade's wife?
No.
I don't know what she was in before.
She was in 10 Things I Hate About You.
Oh yeah, she was in 10 Things I Hate About You. That's right.
She
The
was
scene,
Chastity.
the scene in Not Another Teen Movie where they spoof that scene at where they show up and do the cheers that are clearly black.
We're not black. We are black. We are black. We're
You're nailing
definitely black.
Nail it. Maybe you're nailing that one.
We're all black.
Tara, what's your number 3 thing from 2000? Because that was rough.
The number 3 from 2000 is the album Oops, I Did It Again by
wow, you got Britney in there legally this time.
Spears. Yeah. Had to.
Wow,
It was so
she's made the
good.
list 3 straight years.
And rightfully so.
And rightfully so.
That was such a
rightfully
good
so.
album.
Mm-hmm.
all the videos were awesome. She had 2 of them that were yeah, I think just 2 of them that were making the video. So we got to watch the whole process of it, which was awesome.
I thought maybe making the video. I thought that was make the first one, but I was wrong. Making the video started in '99. I went back and looked. I thought it might have been that was the first year of it, but I was incorrect. So yeah, oops,
So,
I did it
yep.
again. That music video was like her in that red cat
Cat
suit was
suit,
like
mhm.
nut. That was like I was like she. Her first album was like, oh, look at this cute babe, like high school boys, like this girl's hot. But then when she did that, it was like adult. Every man was like, who the fuck is this
Yeah.
woman? Even though she was probably only maybe just 18 at the time of that coming out, if I had to guess. So, but yeah, that kind of hit the scene, and Britney was it. That was
She
the end of it.
it.
That was it for
That was the
Britney.
end.
That was it. I mean, that was the end of her not being it.
Yeah.
So my number, I'm struggling to do my top 3 here. My number 3 thing from the year 2000, that's the year that Haley Joel invented Pay It Forward.
Oh yeah.
Did you know that? The movie
Uh-huh.
the movie Pay It Forward came out in the year 2000, and that means that's the year that Haley Joel Osment invented Haley
Pay it
Joel,
forward.
right?
Haley
Joel.
Joel.
Haley Joel Osment
Osment.
invented Paying It Forward in the year 2000.
And never existed
I think
before
I think you
then.
should have to watch that movie.
I don't want to.
Tara, I think you should have to watch that movie.
No.
Tara, I want you to
I'm not
to
watching
see it. You need to learn how to pay it forward.
I know how to pay it forward.
Do you? If
Yes.
Haley ain't teaching you hand to mouth, is that a saying? If Haley ain't teaching you, then you ain't learning it properly.
Well, I don't.
You're learning it secondhand forward.
That's fine.
I guess that's how paying it forward works, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right. Tara, maybe as a Melons, we should do a little pay it forward. We help 3 people, and we insist that they help 3 people pay it forward.
We insist.
We insist. You need to do this. If you don't, I will take back my pay it forward.
Pay it forward with parameters.
So the first person, the first person he pays it forward with is Jim Caviezel, is like a heroin or crack addict or something. And
Who's
he
Jim
like
Caviezel?
Jesus.
Oh.
Jim Caviezel. You know who Jim Caviezel is? He's Jesus. He is in the garage, their like family garage, and he like is trying to steal something or something like that. Or no. I think that's how it works. And he basically doesn't call the cops on him. He's like, I'm gonna let you go, but you gotta pay this forward. And that's the first thing he does. He helps out.
That's what Haley says?
Yeah, Haley invents it.
Oh.
Haley invented
But
paying it
he's a
forward.
little boy. Why would he have why would the guy be afraid?
He was not, instead of, all he had to do was yell for his parents, like, hey, what are you talking about? Hey, I'm not going to say anything. You can get out of here. And I think he gave him something. He was like, I'm going to give you this, like the thing you're stealing, just keep it. But you got to pay it forward.
God,
What don't you
Haley.
get?
He's so wise.
He was wise. If he's so wise, how did he get himself fucking killed, though? No, it's so good. Hey,
Only the
Tara,
good die
so
young.
only the good die young. And he died very young, Haley Joe. Sometimes I wish the actual Haley Joe died then.
No.
Yes, Tara, he'd be.
Don't say
Can you
that.
imagine how big he'd be? Now he's just like a punchline in movies sometimes as
No.
Haley Joe shows up. Yes, and I love him. He's actually funny and stuff. As an adult.
Exactly. We want him to be an adult.
Yes, but instead he could be like
No.
Anne Frank.
Okay.
Basically, I'm just saying. We all know who Anne Frank is.
You were yelling at me for saying maybe Jimmy
Hey-
Carter might not make it to 100, and you wanted Haley Joel to die at as a child.
For his legend.
Okay.
For the legend of Haley Joel and paying it forward.
Okay.
Think about it. Tara, what's your number 2 thing from the year 2000?
My number 2 from the year 2000 is Together.
Together. Wow. you're so-
Together.
Can't believe that makes your list.
Drew,
It was so
how
bad.
can you not believe it?
I know, you
was
loved it.
obsessed.
Was it do you think it was your favorite boy band?
No, Backstreet Boys were, but
Over
they were a
Together?
close second. I loved them so much. Recorded it off MTV. So for those of you that don't know, Together was a made-for-TV movie on
MTV.
MTV. and it was like a spoof of boy bands, and it was so good.
But they were a real boy band at the same time.
But then they
weirdly.
ended up being a real boy band and like touring and
and
stuff. They
performing
had
with like on like TRL. They had a
So
couple
good.
smash hits.
Say It, Don't Spray It
The hardest part of breaking up.
is getting back your stuff.
Is it just
Calculus.
called- Calculus was good. You plus me
Mhm.
equals us.
Yep.
I know
You
my calculus.
Plus sign. Me equals sign.
I don't even. No one in that went on to do anything. I mean, Chris Farley's
Well,
brother was one
Chris
of them.
Farley's brother was in it,
But like
and he got
still did nothing after. He really was nothing after that.
no. And then they, in order to make, because he was like really old in it, in order to make him look younger, he got braces, which was really funny.
That was funny.
And then the one guy, Jerry, he actually had like some show on HGTV or something.
Mm. I don't know any of
His
them.
name was Evan Farmer, and what's crazy is Trin would hang out with him,
Oh, that's right.
and they knew him. And then I told Vid that I loved Together, so he called Evan, and I sang one of the songs he sang into his what's it called, voicemail. I was like,
How old
yo,
were
my
you?
baby girl. I was like 30. I was like 28 maybe.
That's
We were
so
heading
funny.
home. Yeah.
That's so funny. Did he ever
Yeah.
respond to it? Did he get a good
I
laugh out of
don't
it?
I
You
think
never
he
hear back
might have
about it?
said cool man or something like that.
I love it. Together, I liked it fine.
It was so
making
good.
your top 5 of all of the years
Drew,
wild, but making your top 5 of the
I-
years wild
How? I was
because there's so
obsessed
many
with
other
it.
things.
Yeah, well,
Mine-
that was mine.
I can't believe how many. So my top 2 things are actually both. Well, I think there's an auto.
I do too. It's my number one.
It's my number 1. Should we auto it and have to pick another number 1 though?
Sure.
But that fucks up our list because then everything should bump up.
Nah,
We'll
that's
turn-
not what we do.
That's not how we do it.
That's not
So
how we
we'll just do it at 1 and then we'll have to come up with something else.
Okay.
So my number 2 thing, hold on, my little shirt's blasting around everywhere. My number 2 thing from the year 2000 is the series, the reality show, the reality competition show. My number 2 thing from 1990. Nope, my number 2 thing from the year 2000 is Survivor.
Yeah.
Big Survivor guy, love Survivor. Survivor's very good. It ain't the challenge good, but it's, again, challenge was already happening. Survivor
Yeah.
ripped it off. They just happen to be on an island somewhere. So, but yes, Jeff Probst.
Yeah.
I will say there's
so
too
good.
much. They do. I still watch. I still love it, but they have too much going on. There's always so many things they have.
New
There's too many
things, yeah.
things. It's just like, how about we just get the fuck? And all the new people think they're so much better than the old people. I'm like, the old people just fucking were figuring it out. You guys have all these. You
Yeah.
like go in like they build the puzzles at home and practice them. It's like,
Oh
stop.
God.
You're
Right?
lame. You don't deserve to win doing something like that. That's my opinion. That's
I think
lame.
it's good. It is lame.
Also Survivor. Come up with some new shit. Like,
Right?
figure
Like,
it out.
They shouldn't be able to go like practice at home.
The challenge is different every single time. They have
Yes.
something different. It's fun.
They're
It's very
always
fun.
innovating.
Always innovating. They're the best. TJ's.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, I love you, pros, but TJ's a better host than you.
Yeah. He's awesome.
he's just cool.
He is cool.
You're great though, probes, but you're a little bit manipulative too. I don't appreciate it. That's my take. Tara, what's our number 1 thing from the year 2000?
Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Curb Your Enthusiasm. 12 seasons in, still killing it. Watched it last night. I think it's on our Hall of Famer.
I do
It's
too.
borderline Mount Rushmore.
It's so good.
I don't know what gets kicked
There are
out.
things that I like still say to this day that are from Curb.
Yes.
It's just like so, it's one of those things where Larry David can get away with it. So, like, I'm glad because not everyone could.
Sure.
And he's just like so funny and he does it in such a smart way
Yeah.
where you can, it's hard to like cancel him for anything because he's like, he just does it all right.
Sure. He's also established for 20 years where people
Yeah,
are just
for
like,
sure.
it's the same way that Sunny in Philadelphia will do shit. It's like, how they still get away
Yes.
with this? But I think it's people
Right.
are just kind of like have moved on. It's like they're clearly doing it out of fun and it's smart and it's not out of hate.
Right.
which makes it good. It's more like making fun of bad. They're both making fun of bad behavior.
Yes.
That's kind of the thing.
yes.
Like Larry knows what he's doing is like he's obnoxious douche.
Exactly.
He knows that. That's part of the bit. But yeah, Curb is again everyone. One of the famous things, or one of the things people say is like when you hear that HBO like the HBO sound.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
What
What is the show? What is your HBO show that kicks in? Like what is it? And to me, it's definitely Curb. Not all of the thing is people always say that they'll name other shows. I'm like those shows didn't actually go straight to the theme song though. The beauty of Curb is it always went straight to the theme song. A lot of these other shows would have like a little scene first. I don't know. I'm trying to think if Game of Thrones would just go do 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 do. But yeah, Curb. To me, HBO is Curb.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Sopranos was the year before, but I didn't get to Sopranos till much later. Curb was like the thing that I didn't miss. We'd watch it as a family every Sunday night. We were into it. So
And I remember because it started and then I was watching it and then I went to college. So I missed it for a season and it sucked. And then I finally got it back in my life.
Yeah.
But I will say I've not watched any of this season. I got to binge it.
It's been very good. There's some very good
excited.
stuff. There's a couple things I'm like, this is too good. Like it still has the small silly stuff, and then like the stories may have gotten a little out of control, like the big plot that goes through the whole season. But I don't care about that because all the whole point is that we've always like that's what our show is like.
Yeah,
it gets so big and stupid, but while he's going through all this other like real shit, like he might go to jail in this season, which is funny because that's how Seinfeld ended. He's complaining about he's just sitting there complaining about I'm trying to think of something he complained about in this last episode. He's just complaining about the dumbest of shit.
Yeah.
Basically. And then he gets caught eating out a girl by his housekeeper.
Oh God.
And that turns into a whole thing.
Oh God.
It's very good. It's very good. It's the best show. So yeah, I think I might even say Rushmore and something might have to move off of the Rushmore. What do we think? Is it Auto Hall of Fame or is it Rushmore?
What's our Rushmore again?
Oh my God.
Reese's Puffs.
Reese's Puffs.
Billy Madison.
Billy Madison. What About Bob? And one other thing. You had it written down, I thought.
Well, I lost it.
Oh my God. That's your job. You're the
It's
writer.
in here somewhere.
Come on. It's our auto. Oh, it's the challenge.
Oh, yeah.
Can it replace any of those? I don't want it all to be all TV shows.
I don't think it can replace any of those.
No, I agree. It's just a auto Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
It might even be something else. It might be, you know what it is? It's we're starting a new list of the top 100 things for our 100th episode. And that is going to be number 5 on our top 100 things of all time. What do you got? Right around 5, and we can move it if we need to.
Okay.
So in honor of our top 100, guys, in honor of our top 100 things, we're doing our top 100 things of all time on MELLONfights. And the first introduction or the first thing on it is going to be Larry David's Curb Your Enthusiasm. We don't know where it goes yet, but it's going on the list, and we'll have to make 100 of them. And then we'll figure it out from there. Promise we'll keep track of it. Someone listening. I wish we had crazy fans. I wish we had crazy fans. We have normal fans, our family. I would never ask them to do that, but crazy fans do shit like that.
I know.
So if we have to replace our number 1, Tara, what would you replace it with? I don't really have anything.
I'm gonna replace it with
a couple things I had as options were Bang Bros started in the year 2000.
I don't know what that is.
It's porn. It's a famous porn site that people like. Bang Bros. People make Tara, you never heard of Bang Bros? Bang Bros. It's been around for a long time. I didn't know about it then, but it existed.
I could maybe put. I don't want that to be my number 1 though.
It's fine. We'll just be Curb. It'll just be Curb.
Okay.
We're both gonna have Curb as our number 1 thing from the year 2000.
Yes.
Tara, what are some honorable mentions you had on there?
Scary movie.
Scary movie.
Loved it.
Mm-hmm.
Road trip.
Road trip. Yep.
Final Destination. Ooh.
Sure.
It was good. The Emperor's New Groove. Loved it.
Yep. You loved that.
Unbreakable. Loved it.
Yep.
Me, Myself, and Irene.
Great movie.
The Ladies' Man, loved it.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
uh, Love and Basketball,
Okay.
Bedazzled,
But yeah, that was fun.
Big Mama's House,
Not that good.
loved it. I love Martin Lawrence though.
Oh, Tara, we're sitting
And
here. Tara, we're sitting here. Hold on. We're
What?
sitting. My dad came down to visit last weekend, right?
yeah,
And we're sitting. We get back. We're just sitting there watching TV. I think it was Saturday night. Maybe it was Friday night. And we're just sitting there, and we're flip. We watch. I don't remember what we watched. Oh, we watched Nate. We watched Nate. Which,
Nate.
guys, if you've never seen Nate, watch Nate on
Nate.
Netflix. Nate, the one man show. It's fucking insane. Our dad loved it. Dad thought it was like the best thing he's ever seen. He thought it was like the greatest form of art he's seen
Oh
in
my
years.
God,
I
I
feel like.
love
It was
it.
wild. I was confused. I didn't know how he felt about it,
love it.
and he loved it. So that
I
was
love
fun.
it.
I've seen it a bunch now, but it was fun. I thought we had told him about it, but apparently not.
I swear, we were like obsessed with it.
But before watching that or after watching that, we flipped on the TV, and Bad Boys was on.
Mhm.
Bad Boys was on,
Okay.
and this and Dad goes, what was the name of his show? Now, Tara, there's only two options here.
Yeah.
There's Will Smith, who's in the Fresh Prince of Bel Air.
Yeah.
So if you didn't know that, that's fucking insane.
Yeah.
And the other option is Martin Lawrence, and the name of his show is fucking Martin. And guess what?
And he's in our top Martins.
It was yes, and he's in our top Martins. It was he didn't know. He was like, "What was the name of his show?" And he was talking about Martin Lawrence. I'm like, "Martin?" He's like, he's like, well, I don't know. I'm like, what do you mean you don't know? It was Martin. So Dad doesn't like Martin.
good.
Dad does not like black TV.
Oh God! Don't put that out there.
It's out there already. He doesn't like black TV, so he doesn't like Martin. So there you have it. Didn't know. He's like, what's that? What was his show called? Martin.
Martin.
It's like a very famous show. Martin. Keep going.
Miss Congeniality.
Yeah, good movie. It's fun. Yeah.
And duets.
That was your list of ones. Some that you missed.
What?
Almost Famous. Almost made my list.
What?
Love
I
Almost
didn't even
Famous.
see that.
Yeah, well, because you're not good at this game. Meet the Parents.
Oh, Meet the Parents is on mine too.
Okay, well, you didn't say it.
I missed it.
Gladiator.
Or I didn't write it down.
Gladiator.
God, I suck.
Snatch.
Snatch.
Perfect Storm. Memento. You didn't like that. Castaway.
You know what Memento was like?
What?
51st Dates.
So you've said. Castaway is an amazing movie to rewatch.
Mhm.
Ready to Rumble. There's a little list
Oh,
of
that
like
was
ones.
fun.
It was a fun movie. Dude, Where's My Car?
Didn't like it.
Men of Honor. You're crazy. Men of Honor, which was this movie where Robert De Niro was an instructor at a diving school in during World War II era, I think. I don't know what years it was supposed to be. It's when they would dive with in those giant metal suits with hoses attached to the top. And it was he was in it, and so was Cuba Gooding Jr. as the diver, and it was about racial tension. He got let in as a black guy. It was it's a crazy movie, but something about it really works. I don't know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And then the movie Replacements was fun. Keanu Reeves, quarterback. Love it. So yeah, that's the movies. A couple TV shows. This one almost made my list. Even Stevens. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
Even Stevens was great.
So good.
So good. But Curb made my list of TV shows.
Yeah.
I also I didn't write down a ton. Cribs started in 2000.
Oh,
Great show.
great show.
Aqua Teen Hunger Force I was a big fan of. And then the show Cheaters also started in 2000. And that's right in that vein
That's
of
a-
Hot or Not.
That is
The
a
year
bad
2000
show.
things
That's
were
a
weird.
Trash show.
Trash show.
Yeah.
Trash, Tara. You had Maury on your list. So
I know.
Cheaters is basically if Maury went out into the world.
Yeah.
But then the guy got stabbed.
Yeah.
Because some guy was so fucking pissed off he pulled a knife.
Yeah. Scary.
So I don't think he was trying to stab the host. I think he just got the host in the tussle.
Scuffle.
Yeah. So any other
Um,
TV shows I missed that you liked?
Gilmore Girls. Loved
Mm.
it.
Never a fan, but I do know that people like it.
Jackass.
Oh, I missed that. Jackass was the bomb. Jackass was the bomb.
I know. Trading
2000 was a
Space.
different time.
I know.
Ooh, the millennium was it.
It was it.
It was it.
Trading Spaces.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. That we watched that a lot.
It was good. Especially when they
We
hated it.
hated
That
it.
was hilarious.
Nothing was better than what they hated it. I had a
They were
crush
like,
on the
"Ugh."
host.
Mm.
I liked her
And then
pants.
the last one was
I was
Yes
gonna say
Dear.
pants. Also pants.
Oh
That
God.
show. Yes Dear was a very funny show.
I loved it.
Yes Dear was underrated compared to the Everybody Loves Raymond's
Mhm.
and
I'm a Mike O'Malley girl ever since
well, the other
Guts.
he's good, but the other guy was the funniest part of the show. The other guy was the funny part.
I liked Meg though. And
He
his
was
wife.
good, but the other guy was it. The other guy was the funny part of the show.
Yeah,
What are we talking about?
he was funny.
Cool. Couple things here. Else I got here. I got some music. I'll do some songs.
Yeah.
I had Stan as a big one.
Mm-hmm.
I actually had it on my list. I could put it number one. I had Stankonia.
Yeah.
I could, if I had to replace Curb, I would put Stankonia at number one.
Okay.
Miss Jackson, Bombs Over Baghdad, So Fresh and So Clean.
Fresh and so
That was
clean,
such a
clean.
good fucking album, and I was
So good.
like, it just had. It
I'm
reminds
sorry,
me of a
Miss
time
Jackson.
when I was It reminds me of a time when I started going on hanging out with girls more often, especially since I had me and my buddies started getting our licenses in 2000,
Mhm.
and we were cool because we were guys for some of the first guys to have licenses. Nick had a car, it was his parents' car, but obviously we got to drive it around, and we would listen to that, and pretty sure I saw some boobs. I'm sure. I mean, I definitely did. I just don't know if that what has to do with what I'm talking about.
Mhm.
But yeah, Stanko. That was a great record. Pants. I had Independent Woman. I love that. Big one in my life. I still sing it. Who Let the Dog? I still sing it.
Big one in my life as an independent woman.
I just
myself.
love the song. I love it. I loved it.
Yeah. It was
That alone.
good.
Well, we didn't mention Charlie's Angels. That's why.
Charlie's Angels, come on.
Who Let the Dogs Out? Not that
Oh.
good, but it was everywhere.
But
I
it
think
was,
even
like,
I think
good.
even then we were like, this song's bad, but we all loved it still.
But it was good still.
You know how there's ones that are like bad in the moment, but you still had fun.
yeah.
that was
and
one
if
of
it were
them.
to come on, you'd be like, oh,
Hell
I
yeah.
know all the words.
Nelly, Ride With Me. Come on. I had Oops, I Did It Again. I had Shake Your Ass, Mystical.
Yep.
Bye 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 obviously was a banger.
Mm-hmm.
And then a couple albums. All That You Can't Leave Behind. U2. That's the one I got hanging on the wall there.
Yep.
A lot of good songs on that.
Very
Marshall
good.
Mathers LP along with Stan, some other good stuff. And then The Sickness by Disturbed. Top notch. What do you got for music?
I just have a couple extra.
Yeah.
I have Uncle Cracker, Follow Me.
Hell yeah, I missed that.
Huge.
Follow.
Huge.
By the way, Ride With Me
Follow
started the
me.
rap. It started like the rap going into the country scene, by the way. Like Nelly did it. Nelly walked so Beyonce could run. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Cracker was
Joe, I want to know. I want to know what turns you on. That was a huge one. Aaliyah, Try Again.
Mm-hmm.
Shaggy, Wasn't Me.
Good song.
Talking about banging on the bathroom floor. Loved it.
Yep.
Casey and JoJo Crazy. Ooh, good.
Yep.
Papa Roach, Last Resort.
Dang, I missed that somehow. Tara, I think that's an auto. I'm just gonna throw this out there. Last Resort, auto.
Auto.
Not because it's good, because it's awesome.
It's awesome. I'm
So
all for auto.
auto. Last Resort, Auto Hall of Fame.
Teenage
It's actually going
Dirtbag.
on our top 100. It's going on our top 100.
Okay.
things For the
I
countdown.
like that.
So we got
Teenage
that in
Dirtbag
Curb. Mm-hmm.
and Pink, You Make Me Sick. It's when she came out.
I don't know that song.
You make me sick, got like a candlestick.
Don't know it.
When I touch the tip of it.
The first time I was aware of Pink was Party Started. It's the first time I knew who she
No
was.
way.
Yes way.
You
When she
know-
played,
if
I'm like,
you
who the
heard
fuck?
it, you know
Tara, I didn't know. That was like, who? When Party Started came out, I'm like, who the fuck is this? People are like, it's
Okay.
Pink. I'm like, I've never heard of her. So somehow I missed it. Just letting you know.
All right.
Anything else?
Nope.
The only thing else I had written down is Windows 2000. Just I remember being people like, oh, you got to get Windows 2000. It sounded legit with the Millennium. It sounded very legit. So Windows 2000 was very big.
I had Heelys.
So you did have other stuff.
Oh, I thought you meant in music.
Oh, no. Go ahead.
I had
Heelys, yes, I
Heelys.
saw it. I did see that.
I always wanted them.
Mm-hmm.
I never wanted to like walk in them though. They seemed heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Ford Escapes.
No, nice. You like those?
Yeah.
Didn't know
You've
that.
got one.
I didn't know you liked them, though.
I do like them. They're like the perfect size SUV. And then Tom Brady was a rookie.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
And that's all.
I had a video game that was kind of big that year that came out was Sims.
Oh, never
The
played it.
Sims I was never into it, but it was big. Tony Hawk
Huge.
Pro Skater 2 I had. I didn't have PlayStation, so I didn't have the original Tony Hawk, but I had Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 for Dreamcast. And I was a big fan of Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2. I actually have it for my Nintendo Switch, and I love it. I love playing it still. So there's that. Other than that, video game wise, I don't really know of anything else. I didn't really see any other big inventions from it either. What about you?
No, not a ton.
Nice. Okay, Tara. Well, I think we did it. I think we did our list. I think we celebrated 2000. Let's see
We
what the
did.
fans have to say about it. Yeah?
Yeah. Let's
Okay.
hear it
I'm going to take my glasses off for this
so you
one.
can read better.
So I can read, but also I don't want people to be able to read stuff
Oh, because they're mirrored.
because they're mirrored. So let me pop over to MELLONfights email. We did get a couple emails. I think you probably can guess who they're from. From the big three. From
Big
the big
three.
Well, the third changes a lot, but right now it's been the same person, and Miranda and Jeannie obviously are coming strong. So the first one is from James John, Jimothy, Jimbo, James John. Hold on. Let me pull this where I can see you and it. So 2000 and happy 100. Congrats, guys. Thank you, Jimbo. Jimothy. Jimothy's a cool name. I don't know if he likes it, but I like it. Let us know if you like Jimothy. 100
down.
episodes. That's a hell of an accomplishment. I thank you. The Oscars were a lot more fun than they have been in years. My favorite win was Godzilla -1 winning Best Visual Effects.
Oh, I did like that too.
I think it also was. It might have been my favorite movie when I rethink about it. I had so much fun at it at the theater, and I saw it in black and white. I really dug it. Great movie. It's a great film. If you can handle subtitles, the visuals are amazing. It was so weird. It's like visual effects wise, it somehow looks like they almost made the monster look like the monsters from
The past.
the old monsters. Yeah.
Mhm.
Like instead of the digitalized shitty version of Kong versus Godzilla shit they got coming out, where it's all this somehow looked like it was someone wearing a suit, and that somehow made it better. I don't know why, but there was aspects of it that looked like it was like alive. It was cool. I really dug it. Visuals were amazing. I totally agree. It only cost $15 million to make, which is crazy compared to the cost of the big American films. I'm with them. The best moment was Arnold and Danny DeVito interacting with Michael Keaton. That was fun.
I loved
It's
that.
funny as hell, and it made me really excited to see him back as Beetlejuice next year. Yes, I'm excited to see the Beetlejuice movie.
Mhm.
The movie Iron Claw was snubbed. I still can't believe I haven't seen that yet as a wrestling fan and as a Zac Efron fan.
I know.
I do really want to see the Iron Claw. It looks great. I actually love good wrestling movies. The Wrestler was a great movie. Whatever that was, probably 15 years ago now. You saw that with me, didn't you? With
I don't think so.
Mickey Rourke, and he's the wrestler. I thought you watched it with me. You hated it because it made you sad.
Mm-mm.
But stuff from the Oscars should have been nominated for a lot of awards, including Best Picture, Best Actor and Lead for Zac Efron, and Best Supporting Actor Jeremy Allen White. Better performance than Downey Jr. I thought the Downey Jr. performance was just like, I liked a lot of performances better than Downey Jr. in my opinion. I wanted to give him an Oscar. I feel like, I still think he was good in it, but I think it was. But I don't know.
I hate that Zach got snubbed.
Yeah, I do want to see that movie. I don't know. I can't believe I
hear
haven't
it's
seen
like really like a rough watch, like a sad ass movie.
Yeah, because of it's like it's a really fucked up life
yeah.
those guys lived. I think it was the best movie of 2023 and recommend it if you haven't seen it. I do want to see it. I haven't seen it yet. I really like to see Mike Tyson mess up whichever Paul brother he's fighting. Yeah, I always forget which is which too. I believe he's
Yeah.
Jake, right? But
Jake.
I don't think it'll happen. Yeah, I just don't think they'll let it happen. I remember the release of the Sable Playboy, that thing. I think it was the record seller at the time. Yeah, I think it's true. Oh, the things boys had to do back in the day just to see a boobies. That's a really funny image of you guys fighting over the magazine. I get your thoughts on Office Space. I didn't think it was funny until after I started working in an office. Yeah, it makes
I
sense.
know. I'm
do
like,
want
I
to
should
rewatch
watch
I haven't
it.
seen it since I was probably 20 something,
I
21, 22. But back in high school and even college, I didn't think it was funny. Boondock Saints was meant to be a big studio release in the 90s, but it got shelved for years because of the Columbine. Last I heard, the original director was trying to make TV show based on the movie. I think there was a Boondock Saints 2 as well, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was bad. Like, I liked Boondock Saints 5, but people jizzed over it. Has Tara ever picked something for Drew to watch as homework? She did once. She made me watch
Mulan.
Mulan. I didn't appreciate it. She should. We can do that again because I didn't mind it.
Yeah.
And I think I had fun doing it. And I don't get to. But the problem is, Jimbo, is I see everything. I don't miss much, so it's hard for her to pick something for me. Because I kind of just watch everything, especially stuff that she would have seen. Like there's like she doesn't watch like really obscure shit. It would have to be something almost like that I missed as a kid. Has Tara ever picked something? My top 2000, top 5. Jackass, U57.
Mhm.
Jackass is awesome. U571. Oh wow. The Widowmaker. I think that's what it's called. It's like a submarine World War II movie. I want to say I don't
Yeah.
remember what year it was, what war it was. And then Lincoln Park Hybrid Theory. People do love Lincoln Park. X-Men. Yeah, I forgot. I thought I wrote down X-Men, but I didn't. That first X-Men movie was really good. It really kind of shaped the X-Men movies, and kind of everyone gives the credit to the Iron Man movies kind of setting up the Marvel universe, but really that X-Men movie really kind of set the tone for what
Yeah.
superhero movies could be. And Wolverine, still
It's
like the
awesome.
best. It's still kind of
Yeah.
like the best. He was so good they're bringing him back, even though they killed him off. They're bringing him back because of how good Hugh
We need
Jackman
him.
is as Wolverine. I'm excited about the new Deadpool. And then Gladiator was his number 1. Gladiator was awesome.
It is good.
Loved Gladiator. Thanks, Jimbo. That's great. Next week, are we doing 2001, Tara? Or are we going to change it up? Let's do it for one more year.
Okay.
And then, hold on. Hold on. I think for our 2-year anniversary, we mix it up. We maybe make a move.
Okay.
We can't do it forever.
No.
Because first of all, we're running around out of days. I don't really necessarily. Well, we can do basically the same thing. We just do list. We're just list makers.
We're list makers.
So we got next week, and then the week after. Technically, it'll be the next week is the 25th, and then the week after comes out on the 26th, and then the week after comes out on the 2nd. So we won't have had the anniversary yet. So it's going to have to be the following week. Okay. So we got 2 more episodes so let's do 2001 next week. We'll come
Sounds
up with
good.
some other stuff for you guys.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it off.
We're gonna keep it fresh. We're gonna keep it.
But yeah, we can't do this forever. We'll do some stuff. Have some fun. Happy 100th episode. This is from Jeannie. It's long. 100th episode, and congratulations. It shows perseverance and commitment. Well done. Wow.
Thank you.
It's not the first time I've done that. I did 250 webisodes. Web show. 250 webisodes of a little show called The Unemployed Life about 10 years ago now. So I'm not afraid to put out a lot of shit over and over again that nobody watches or cares about. So there we go. MELLONfights. MELLONfights@gmail.com. 2 years. Okay. For real though, the 2-year anniversary show. We need to get this out to some people, guys, for the 2 to help us celebrate our 2 years. We'll remind you the week before.
Yep.
So it's not next week. It's not the week after. It's going to be the week after that because so 3 episodes from now, not that we record that.
Yes.
So not this one, not the next one, not even the next one, the one after that. Didn't go back to 1999 to share my picks, but really enjoyed the pod and your picks. Lazy. Just kidding.
Mhm.
I don't need them all. Also, I think you were looking for the word exhibition for the fight. Yes, we were. No, since Brooke Burke gave up doing calendars, it's tough to pick one each year. Yeah, it's hard for me to find one. Always up for a challenge and can't give up on the tradition. There's probably ways to do it. I should help her out. No, I like not knowing what's coming. 1999, lots of planning to update processing systems to work with 2,000 number sequences against angst about the world, and it all turned out pretty well. Maybe not. Maybe something did happen. Maybe that's why the world's so fucking wacky. Favorite notable things to happen in the last 100 years? Lots of world events. I listed some and then removed since not sports, entertainment, or pop culture. Okay. Favorite things in order. Elvis Presley, music and movies. Oh, she's just picking things that existed in the last 100 years. That's interesting. Michael Jackson. All right. That's not our thing, but I don't know if Mom's ever got that. No, we're not Michael Jacksoners. We're believers in the stuff. You know, the rumors. Not even rumors. Whatever it is. Wizard of Oz. Crooners in general. Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin. This is such a weird list.
This is funny.
This is just things she likes. Alfred Hitchcock. I know. Alfred Hitchcock movies. She basically has given her things.
Yeah.
Her top things list.
Her things list.
Her top 100 list. Andy Griffith Show. Barney, of course. Little does she know, Barney was born 100 years ago. She didn't know that, I guess. Introduction to rock and roll, R&B, pop, and disco. This lady is nuts. American Bandstand.
Oh my gosh.
70s rock, strong female performers and bands. Aretha Franklin, Janis Joplin, Stevie Nicks, Hart, Whitney Houston, Paula Abdul, to name a few. All right, interesting list of things there. It's just kind of like, hey, here's some things I like. Good to know. Top 5 movies of 2000. What a fucking list. It's a crazy list. Her number 5 movie from the year 2000 was The Legend of Bagger Vance. Tara,
I've never
is her
even
number
seen
5
it.
movie. Well, do you know Will Smith is like a magic black caddy,
Oh.
and he teaches and he caddies for what's his name, Matt Damon.
Okay.
It's actually kind of a good movie.
She
Number
loves
4
it.
is her number 4 is Unbreakable.
That's a great movie.
Her number 3 is The Patriot, when Mel was not a dick. So she'll
Mhm.
tell you about Mel, but not mention anything about Michael Jackson. Okay. And number 2, Where the Heart Is. I don't know what that is.
It's good. It has Natalie Portman in it.
Oh, that one.
Yeah. And
Where she like has a baby in like a
Yeah.
Walmart.
yeah.
It's a weird movie. And then her number 1 is Pay It Forward, because she also appreciates that Haley Joel Osment invented
Paying it forward.
paying it forward.
And wishes he would have died.
No, she doesn't wish that. That's just my take. And that was her. She says, "Congrats, congrats."
Thanks, Mom.
And her number, and then I have one more thing. Congratulations, MELLONfights. Coming up on our favorite 1.5 hours, which is a good time. Congratulations, MELLONfights, on your 100th episode. I really enjoyed your Oscar recap. Tara, have you watched any more Best Picture movies since last week? No, of course she hasn't. If not, I think that should be your homework this week. Oh, you could watch one of them. What one would you want to watch? Would you be most accepted to watch of the Oscar movies that were for Best Picture? They're long.
I know.
You know what you should watch? Maybe tell me. It's just not going to make for a good pot. It's not that. I mean, I think you'll like it. I think you like American Fiction, but I don't know that is great to discuss. I almost would make you want to watch something you would hate.
Mm-mm.
You know what we should do when Roadhouse comes out? Watch it and talk shit about it.
Yeah.
Talk mad shit about it. You know what, Tara? Let's both watch Willy Wonka this week.
Okay.
I started it.
It's on Max.
It's on Max. Guys, we're both going to watch Willy Wonka this week. Or not what it's called. It's just called Wonka.
Wonka.
We're both going to watch Wonka this week, starring the Chalamet himself.
Chalamet.
I like Chalamet. I watched the first couple minutes of it. I didn't hate what was happening. I saw the trailer and I wanted to kill myself. So I'm going to with such low expectations that I think I'll probably like it too a little bit. So
Okay.
we're going to watch Wonka this week, and we'll talk about it together next week.
I
Do
love
some
it.
of the category. Do some of the category. Let's not do the top 10. Let's both do kind
Yeah.
of the normal the old categories
Okay.
and just things we liked about it. I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm such a little flamboyant fella sometimes. I don't think I should be proud of this, but I think I can still sing all the words to Bad Touch. Yeah, it's a great song. Everyone loved
What's
that
Bad
song.
Touch?
We sang it. It's the song by
Oh, yeah.
Bloodhound.
Yes. You and Me, Baby.
Top 5. It's from 2000. I should have just done a movies from 2000 list. Another hard list to make. Number 5, How the Grinch Stole Christmas with Jim Carrey. Good one. I must have missed that one. Survivor. Only at 4? Bullshit. I'm just like, number 3, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. The book. Stop. You can't have Harry Potter every goddamn week. You can't have it every week. Jeepers Creepers. Oops, I Did It Again album.
Mm-hmm.
And Remember the Titans. I did see that, and I forgot. I did.
I
wanna mention
didn't
that.
see it. God,
I did.
really
Remember the
struggled.
Titans is a really good one.
It is good.
It is good.
A great sports movie.
Honorable mentions should be on the list. Bring It On.
Yes.
Emperor's New Groove. Coyote Ugly. Miss Congeniality. Almost Famous. All these in bold almost made the list. Okay, those almost all made the list. Really good movies. Memento. Castaway. Charlie's Angels. Meet the Parents. The Road to El. These are not the ones that almost.
Yeah.
This is just the other movies. Road to El Dorado. Gilmore Girls. Is her first TV show. Curb. Even though she's watched like 2 seconds of it, but she likes it. Even Stevens. Obviously. As Told by Ginger. Not familiar. Bye Bye Bye. Do you know As Told by Ginger?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Bye Bye Bye. It's Gonna Be Me. Country Grammar. EI. The Real Slim Shady.
Yeah.
I Hope You Dance. So Fresh, So Clean. Miss Jackson. Yellow. What's Yellow?
I have no clue.
Beautiful Day. It Wasn't Me. Renee Rapp. What's Renee Rapp?
No clue.
I don't think it's a music. I think it's. Well, let me look up Renee Rapp is really quick.
Oh, she's that new girl that's in
She's
Mean Girls.
she's in
like
Mean
a
Girls.
yeah,
You're right.
a singer.
The movie. Hollister. She's a Hollister gal, I guess. And
I was too chunky for Hollister.
Yeah,
that
you weren't even allowed. The rumor was if you were like over a certain size, you weren't even allowed to walk in there.
They'd be like,
They're like, get out of here, fat fuck.
You're fat.
I didn't want
What the
ever
fuck
going
are you
in.
doing in here, fatty fats?
Fatty fat fuck. By the year 2000, I kind of started giving, like, I started just not caring. I wasn't wearing like, I might have worn a little bit of American Eagle was where the thickies went.
Yeah, that's where the thickies
and sometimes you
could
could
find some
squeeze.
stuff.
Sometimes you could squeeze into some Abercrombie.
Yeah, but like then when you like realize that you see pictures back of you squeezing into it, and you're like,
Yeah,
ooh, that
didn't look
was a
great.
choice.
Propel Water she had as her last thing.
Mm.
And then are you continuing the list into the 2000s? For sure we're doing 2001. We're not sure what we're going to do after that. Well, I think we might do it up until our
200th two-year anniversary.
2-year anniversary. For that, we're going to have to come up with some fun stuff. We'll
Yeah.
start thinking about that. So yes. And then her last thing is, sorry, one more question on a second email. Tara, when you heat, she must mean heard. Oh, I'm sorry. You can't, I'm not going to read it like that. I'm going to read it how it came out.
Is she talking to you?
So I came, no.
Oh.
I'm talking to her. So I came home and she had gone to Target with her mom and she's like, oh, I got this fancy cat food for Carrot. She's going to like it. Like we saw it when we wanted to try it, see if she liked it. And she was like, it's moose cat food. And then I was like, that's literally what she said. She's like, it's moose. Oh, okay. Interesting. So then I'm feeding her later. She's like, oh, look at that. I'm like, look, she's like, she really likes the bison. She's like, bison? I'm like, yeah, she likes the bison. She's like, not bison. I'm like, oh yeah, moose. She's like, moose. I'm like, moose. And she's like, moose? It's not moose. I'm like, what do you mean it's not moose? You said moose. Normally you say what kind of food it is. Moose. She's like, it's chicken. I'm like, you said it's moose. She's like, that's the texture. It's like moose. I'm like, what? What would you have thought?
Well, when you first said it and you said moose, I was like, cats eat moose? Like, no.
Like the animal, right?
Yeah. But then I was like, you said moose again, and I was like, oh, it's like a moose. Like the way it's prepared.
But she said moose, what? Oh, I didn't say bison, I said buffalo. Buffalo. She said a moose pate though. So to me, that would make me think moose pate, because pate is a type. But anyway, so
I figured it out.
You figured it out, but you
At
thought
first I thought it was moose, moose, and I'm like,
but she was acting like I was the dumbest person on the planet for thinking she meant moose.
But then
like, why would it be? I'm like, why would it be moose? After she said it, I still don't understand why it would be moose. I don't even know what moose is. I thought the moose was
cake.
Dessert.
Yeah, it's probably like fluffier. It's like a fluffy. They fluff it.
Weird.
Mm-hmm.
There you go, Tara. Tara, Congratulations on 100. Hold on. Get our gear on for the end. Cheers. We should cheers. I don't think you're drinking alcohol, but we can cheers. Tara,
Yes.
cheers to 100 episodes of Melon Fights.
Cheers. We did it.
We did it. Have a Tuesday.
Stay dry.
Stay dry.
Have a Tuesday.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Melon
Fights.
Your boob.
What about my boob?
It's just hanging there.
Rude.